Standard Time right on the nose, but close. Really darn close. And I also noticed that my head is being cut off. Welcome, welcome, music fans, to Vinyl Junkies, episode 22, as yet unnamed because I have no clue what's going to happen this episode, but I'm feeling completely jacked, caffeinated like crazy, smoked out like crazy, so what's gonna wind up happening is probably there's a certain energy, a certain sparkle that may very well happen. I also noticed that my head is being cut off. You see? Have you noticed the little new setup? Pretty fucking awesome, right? Look, like that, my head's not set up. You guys want to see the records too. You don't want to see my... Right? I got it right? So there you go. Episode 22 promises to be chock. Full of surprises. Because this entire process has taken me on a thrill ride. A hella thrill ride. Very much like Wesley Willis. And I wish I could headbutt all of you just like Wesley used to do. Have you ever been headbutted by the venerable Wesley Willis? I have. I heard him play I Whooped Batman's Ass live. Suck a camel's dick live. And then he gave me a bump. And dude had such a... He bumps so many heads that he had like a fucking... I don't know what the hell it was, but a knot right in the middle of his head. Friendliest guy in the world, and I'm really surprised that I'm talking about Wesley Willis, but maybe not all that surprised because he ruled. And for a long time in the earlier days of eBay, I was on this big bidding war trying to get original Wesley Willis outsider art, you know, because he would just go to Kinko's and buy these big pieces of paper and like just draw elaborately detailed but very kind of like childlike images of the Chicago cityscape. And they were kind of awful looking, but super innocent in a Daniel Johnston kind of way. Daniel Johnson, I should say. And I came close to owning one, and it just didn't happen. And I actually also bid on a Wesley Willis damaged keyboard, officially owned by Wesley Willis, but not functional because he beat the shit out of it at one point during one of his schizophrenic phases. And why am I talking about Wesley Willis? That wasn't on the show at all. As a matter of fact, you want to hear the irony of it? Besides the fact that Wesley Willis is really entertaining, and you should probably know something about him, I don't own a single record by him. And the sad thing, though, is I own maybe nine CDs. And many people would say that there's no good reason in the world to own 9 Wesley Willis CDs. But let me tell you, if I got that shit on vinyl, I would buy it because he's awesome. So rock over London, rock over Chicago, Burger King, your way, all the time. I know I fucked that up. That was his big thing. Rock over London, rock over Chicago. Rock on London, rock over Chicago. So, look, Vinyl Me Please is who does all these prizes. You guys want to subscribe to them shits? Right there. You see on that screen where it says subscribe? We're on iTunes. Yes, we are. We are on Spotify. Yes, we are. And YouTube. That's what happens when your mind... That, you see what just happened there? You thought maybe this guy's just kind of like losing it. That wasn't what was happening. It's just my mind. This mind of mine. This sponge. Okay? It works so fast. The thoughts come out faster than the actual words. So I get caught up. You understand? So, Vinyl Me Please is who makes all these wonderful prizes available. And this episode right here, the episode that you're watching right now and listening to right now on your Spotify, ladies and gentlemen, I will give away 4 prizes. 4. 3 are selections. Okay, so you get to choose from the Vinyl Me Please store. The link is there. You go and you click on it. Pick something you like. If you like it, you may win it. Next week, I'll pick who the winner is. This week, I got 4 winners. We got 3 of those, plus we got 1 guy that shared the most awesome What's in Your Cart episode that we did with the venerable Mr. Ben Blackwell of Third Man Records. And Ben chose 2 records as a kind of like getting to know him. And we chose those 2 records as prizes. So whoever wins this, you know what you're getting? You're getting a copy of Beck Odile. Okay, and I will announce the winner. Beck Odile and a copy of Black Sabbath Paranoid. If you haven't seen the episode or watched or listened to the episode of What's in Your Cart with Ben Blackwell, it's interesting. Go to the YouTube thing, you catch the last 10 minutes, and the last 10 minutes are probably the best because it took a little while for us to get going. But, yeah, you know. Is it better than Black Sabbath is the one thing that comes to mind in the world according to Ben Blackwell, because he likes kind of like just shooting in these little quotes, you know. It's kind of like little fucking nugget of cultural musical knowledge just shot from the hip by Mr. Blackwell and those golden locks of his. But you know, this is where it is that we have to prove something in life. We have to fucking prove. Jesus, I was doing pre-rolls. You see, I fucking get off time. I'll get to all the others. We have to prove something to Ben, you see, because he thinks this guy doesn't talk about music. And I got self-conscious about this. It's like, I'm not entertaining these fucking people. And then I thought to myself, hey, I learned a ton. I learned a ton about you, Ben. I got you now. I know what the fucking deal is, all right? You talk to this guy, and the first thing he said is he claimed proud, and he should be proud, okay? He claimed proud ownership of over 4,000 7-inchers. That's what she said. So think about how the mind of somebody of that ilk works. Between the internet and those fucking 7 inches, that's what she said, that he's fucking flipping over every 2-3 minutes. The guy's fucking attention span, it's shut to hell. I mean, it works, but the fucking elevator, boom, 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 it's like amphetamines, you understand? The guy's got no attention span, so of course he doesn't understand the point of this over here, what we're doing right now, Blackwell. But what we're gonna do, it's okay. Because the man will understand eventually. Can I tell you why? Because now I just spent the last 2 minutes, 3 minutes, behaving like an imbecile, but talking about Ben. And Ben, that fucking ego, God bless it, he likes to hear about himself, you understand? So he's gonna watch. These fucking show business people, very, very shallow. He's over there, fucking second drummer of the Dirt Bombs. Dude, did you ever think that maybe they just needed one, and you just kind of sandwiched your way into the whole deal? But you had a saving grace. So on that Dirt Bombs cover, you're Jughead with the fucking crown. So that's probably, at this point, the only saving grace that I can think of from Mr. Ben Blackwell. So what I'm telling you is that you should watch or listen to What's in Your Cart episode 4, because we talk and a fucking great time was had, and he chooses some really good shit, and we talk about Japanese psych. That's a good thing, right? We talk about records. We do. Now, we got other sponsors. You're going to be seeing them flash all over the place. You know why? Because they're awesome. Org. I'm going to be reviewing a bunch of Org releases, including the stuff that they put out on Black Friday Record Store Day. They shine new light on seminal recordings from vinyl catalogs like CTI, Sun Records, Black Lion, The Atlantic, and Columbia. My brain explodes every time I read this. The Columbia and Atlantic Jazz catalog. What the tau? That's some fucking catalog. Now, you know what you do? You like those catalogs. You go visit, what's the name of this site? orgmusic.com. You go to orgmusic.com. You punch in VJ10 as soon as you buy something. They'll give you 10% off. Can you fucking believe it? Christmas spirit is what we call this. Then we got vintage solutions for the modern era, offered up by the really good folks at Vinyl Style. I haven't had a chance to talk about the stuff, but it's great, and you do see it all over the place because I use it every day. And their little catch line is they provide the high levels of sustainability for your records and accessories, while most importantly remaining affordable. It's actually true. Protect your collection. Vintage solutions for the modern era. And then we got Run Out Groove, your first vinyl mixtape. Yes, visit runoutgroove.com and have I'm going to be curating a mixtape for Run Out Groove, so go check it out. Runoutgroove.co, not .com, .co. And there we go. We have taken care of everybody. We have spoken. We have shed some light on this nefarious character, which is Ben Blackwell of Third Man Records. You thought you'd get away from me. I got you pegged, brother. Dude, I told you I was jacked. I am. So what else is on the docket? What it is that we'll do is I'll first line up everything that we talk about. I got stories. I have stories. Okay? I'll give you a full breakdown of the December schedule. Believe it or not, between now until the end of December, there's still another 6 shows to go. 3 shows next week and 3 shows the week after. And after that, I fuck off for a week. I'm going to tell you and break them down. I think you're going to like them. I'm pretty sure you're going to like them, as a matter of fact. I will talk a little bit about stats, unless there's no jokes. Unless I've played out all the jokes. Mexicans are still going strong. I'll provide you with a few 2018 teasers. And I will tell you, I gave my daughter her first turntable last week. So I guess I'm going to talk about that, especially since I kind of just got the feels right now. And you know what? You know who made that possible? Vinyl Style. I got her one of those starter turntables because they're my sponsors and they brought it, and I wanted to introduce her to music. But I'll save that for later. You see, I those thoughts, they come in so fucking fast. It goes so fast up there that I'm already at least 10, 12, maybe even a baker's dozen steps ahead of the game. That's why this show is bound for fucking worldwide success. That's why so many of you watch it. 50,000, yeah. So once I do the VJ news, fuck, we're just talking at the beginning. Listen to me. VJ reviews is what we're going to do. I'm going to review 4 records. Including my surprise hit of 2017, Daniele Luppi with Parquet Quartz and Karen O at Milano. Talk about that one. I'll talk about Garage Days, Black Friday release from Org, American Garage Rock from the 1960s. Then a really good one, Albert Ayler and Don Cherry, Vibrations. The jazz pick from Black Friday, released by Org. And then another one that came out just last week, as a matter of fact, Charlie Feathers, the Best of Sun Records Sessions. Those are probably the 4 big records I listened to, other than stuff that I picked up. I listened to a lot of ELO, because I found ELO, and it rocks. It does. It really does. So that's what's on the docket, okay? So what we'll do is I'll start off with the... and here, look. It's right in my notes. I know you can't see that in television land, but it says right there in my notes, fuck with Blackwell. This man must learn. So Ben Blackwell's going to be on the show next month in 2018. We're going to be doing a garage rock segment with Blackwell and Rossiter from Org Music. And the 3 of us are going to just chew it up. And Blackwell's also sending a bunch of records. I have no idea what he's sending, but, you know. I'm kind of hoping I'm going to get some dirt bombs in there, but, you know these corporate types, eh? Maybe everything's going to be yellow and black because he's got his fucking label to push. He's got his label to push. So the dirt... Well, actually, wait a second. There's the ego side, right? He is, after all, the assistant drummer in the Dirt Bombs. The assistant to the drummer in the Dirt Bombs. So there's an ego thing there. His name is in the credits, and he wears the Jughead crown. So he might slip some of those in, and I'm kind of hoping, because those are some fucking good records, man. You want to talk about garage, that they capture it, man. They capture it. So what you do, you know, is you kind of like keep them off balance. You kind of like, you say nice things on the one hand, then you know, you fuck with them, and it confuses them. It completely fucking it'll confuse. The guy's blonde. It'll confuse him. So, yeah, what I'm doing here now is I have to look for my December schedule. I had to actually print out my December schedule because I didn't have time to actually just make the notes. Guys like me, we work until the very end, right before this microphone gets turned on. Right, work right till the end. Hey, vinyljunkies.co. Go grab yourself a mug. Go grab yourself a t-shirt. Or stickers. Put stickers everywhere. Show people. Put them on your clothes. Rub mustard on it. Buy some patches and rub some fucking mustard on them. And then fucking tape it to your jean jacket or just staple it or... Look cool in 2018, friends. Visit the Vatican gift shop at vinyljunkies.co. So, 3 shows next week. I gotta take off the glasses because I can't see shit, right? And the writing's very small, so you're gonna... I'm sorry, it's terrifying, I understand. Try to get over the shock. I realize that I have a face for radio. But you guys should know that this entire thing, although you are kind of watching it on, you know, the screens there, it's kind of, there's the visual, but it's a radio show. That's, I feel, that's at least the aesthetic that I'm going for. You know, I want to bring back old radio, man. Just talking about music and just being entertained with a voice only, the theater of the mind, developing characters, and making it so that, you know, you grow an attachment to the characters and you listen in every week because it's become fun and you've gotten to know us week by week because we chat and we comment and you guys press the like buttons and the love buttons. Press my love button, baby. Right? It's fucking cool. So 2018 is going to be big. But that's not to say that 2017 is over. Oh no, folks. Oh no. Oh, there is plenty of mirth and laughter to be had. You hear that, Ben? I'll talk about records when I'm ready, if you don't mind. Just sit tight, buddy. This episode is 22, isn't it? What do we got going here? These fucking things. Episode... Of course I can't make out anything. All right, we got What's in Your Cart. That's definitely happening on the 15th. That's next Friday. Okay, and that's because right after that, on the 18th, the Monday after, so the VMP store, the Vinyl Me Please web shop with the new titles will be opened. And like we've done 3 times running up to now, me and Hessler get together and we pick our choices, $100 limit, no going over. Because it's Christmas, we're going a step further. There's a lot of box sets in there that are going to be announced. You're going to freak over these box sets. I've seen the list already. Believe me, man, good stuff. And what we did was, because it's Christmas, we allowed ourselves each a box set. So we're picking a box set plus our regular limit of $100 without going over. That's What's in Your Cart. The next episode is happening next Friday. What you do is visit the Vinyl Me Please link, pick your records, and play along. Play along! But the actual store opens only next Monday. What else are we looking at? Then there's the Saturday show, right? So that would be number 2. The Saturday show next week, I'm not sure what it's going to be about yet, but we'll see. We'll find something. Then we got the week after. And this, by the way, I don't know how to do it yet, guys. Make events, I don't know, but I'm trying to find some kind of way to kind of put it together so you can follow along. You understand? But it's a work in progress. Please bear with us. Next week, not the next week, but the week after, we got our very first live guest. We have a fucking awesome show coming up on the 20th, which is the Wednesday. Not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after that. I think I can safely say mark your calendars because I got something special for you. You notice I put my notes down. That's because I'm excited about this one. Jamie Saft's coming into town. We're friends, you know, so he comes and hangs out every once in a while, and we listen to sides and chop it up when it comes to music. And he's played with John Zorn and very recently released an album called Loneliness Road out on vinyl, out on Rare Noise Records, on which none other than Detroit fucking legend Iggy. From Detroit, is he? I hope he's from Detroit, because if he's not from Detroit, Blackwell will not let me live it down. Dude, I got too much happening in my head to remember minutia. You understand? Minutiae. I got this thing that I use. It's called fucking Google. I find everything. So before you start that you decide you're going to start busting my balls about Iggy Pop might be from what? Washington, maybe Kansas, fucking Toledo, who knows? So you see, what you do is you squash that shit immediately. As soon as they get in on you, what you do is you start Google. Does it work? Mind you, just have to talk into the telephone and it tells me. And it fucking talks back. Ben, it's marvelous. My memory, this brain needs to be used for bigger things. So we have a show with Jamie Saft, and he recorded with Iggy Pop. And I haven't heard the record yet. It's coming through the mail next week. And the week after, Iggy's going to be here in studio, and he's bringing in a Casio. So he's going to be my Paul Schaefer. We are going to have a fucking musical guest and Paul Schaefer here. The dude's beard is longer than mine. All right. And he's going to play music for us. And here's the fucking spark that'll just blow up the internet right now. We're going to feature 2 songs off the album. And Jamie's going to pick his 2 favorite songs. I think I know which ones they are. I haven't heard them, so I can't say anything. And I'm tempted, although I am getting the record next week, I'm tempted to not listen to it at all. And just let that first needle drop that happens on the show with Saft be the first time that I hear it, you know, and let that reaction count for something. I'm thinking I might do that. What do you guys think? Should I listen to it ahead of time so I kind of have an idea of where it's going? You know, on the other hand, it's like Saft's, I know Saft. It's he's going to record something of good quality, and I trust the production values at Rare Noise. I'm pretty sure it's going to be good. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share that moment with you guys. So when we play the songs off Loneliness Road, the latest Jamie Saft record with Iggy Pop, I will drop the needle and hear those songs for the first time. And Jamie will play Paul Schaefer. The dude's got a longer, more luxuriant beard, hair follicles than I do. And he's been around. He's played with John Zorn. The guy's got stories. He's got stories. He might talk a little too much. So if you see me just kind of like reel him in, every once in a while I'm going to have to fucking slap him down. I'm hoping he doesn't do that. You understand? And say, oh, what the fuck are you doing over here? You're the guest over here. Paul Schaefer. Does Paul Schaefer take over the conversation? No. So play your fucking Casio in the corner. You understand? You got to put these people in their place. So he's going to be coming over, my friend James, and we're going to hang out, and it's going to be a big smoke out, and I have no idea what's going to happen. Mirth and hilarity shall ensue. So that just takes us to not next Wednesday, the Wednesday after. Then we continue. We continue. Oh, yes, we do. On the 22nd, that's not next Friday, but the Friday after, we have the best of Vinyl Me Please. Me and Hessler will get together for the last time in 2017, and we will do our countdown of the top 12 Vinyl Me Please releases. You know, they release an album every month, and we're going to rank them. And I'll see how, we're going to check out how his ranks compare to my ranks. We will discuss and disseminate, and hilarity will ensue. All of you that are part of Vinyl Me Please, we absolutely encourage you to weigh in. Let me know if you agree or disagree with what we have to say. You know, ladies, you should watch also, because Hessler's handsome, so you'll get moist between the thighs, and it's nice. You know, it's think of it as a little Christmas cheer brought to you by our handsome friend in the mountains of Colorado. So Hessler. That's happening Friday the 22nd. I remembered what's happening next week. Next week, we got a good one too, man. The 14th, I believe. Yes, it is the 14th at noon. This is next Wednesday. And like I said, I'll give you all things. I'll put it all down. Next Wednesday is our Christmas episode. Our Christmas episode with Mr. Tav Falco of Panther Burns. I don't know Tav Falco very well, and I most certainly don't say this in any type of negative way, because it's not about that. It's just you can't know everything, right? But he was in a band called Panther Burns, and he put out a Christmas album. And there's an association there with Sun Records, which I will bone up on. I mean, I'll do my reading. But what I've decided is we're going to make it a Christmas episode so that we can have Tav tell us why he recorded this Christmas album. I think what you're going to do is actually here, well, out on television land or social media land, you can see the cover. That's out right now. That was a Black Friday release as well. And we're going to see what his favorite Christmas albums are, talk a little bit about the tradition of Christmas albums and what in the world possessed him to want to release a Christmas album. Should be a fun episode. And what are your favorite Christmas records? You know, we'll kind of like chop it up, and we're gonna pick a winner for Tav Falco Christmas as well. We're gonna pick a winner of that album. It's gonna get good. Eventually, the hair gets really good in the back. You understand? The way I see it, Larry, this should be a very dynamite show. Where else? What else are we doing? There is more, you know. We're not done. Then, yeah, there's the Saturday show. Yeah, that's the last one. Then there's the, not next Saturday, but the last show of the year, which will happen on the 23rd. Right after the Best of VMP show, which is the Friday. The 23rd is the last show. 2 Saturdays from now, that will be what? Episode fucking 22. I don't know. And that's going to be the best of the year. I'm not going to do any number countdown. I don't believe in that. I don't know how the thing is, but I've been looking at my records that I've listened to that came out in 2017. There have been some amazing reissues. There's been a lot of good new music. I don't know it all, man. I listen to what I have. So, and I don't review MP3s. I don't review streams. I don't do it. So, whatever it is that I my brain went nuts. Sorry. Anything I review, it's because I got it on wax and I listened to it, and we'll see how that entire show goes. But there's a lot of records I listened to this year, a lot of surprises, some disappointments, which I'm absolutely certain some of you will disagree with, and that's cool. That's the whole point of the show, right? Vinyl Junkies isn't about fighting or about who's right, and I've always said more than once, my opinion doesn't matter. It doesn't. Okay, your opinion matters, and what you think with your ears. So what's important and what it is that I'm trying to do over here is just share the discussion. Let's talk, man. We love music. We buy music. We love it enough to buy these records, right? So let's chop it up. Let's talk about it. Should I continue with the coffee or should I, holy fuck. 28 minutes and I haven't even gotten to the reviews. I might have to cut some of those reviews short now. I'll cut the stats short. Guys, we crushed December. 165,000 views in December with all of our videos. We added a couple, and you noticed that, you know, the last 2 weeks of the year are 3 shows a week, and that's kind of what it is where I'm headed, right? 3 shows a week. The formats aren't down yet, but we're getting closer and closer. So, expect good things, and they have been good things. Our first month delivered 183,000 views. This month, last month, I should say, 165,000. The Latina ladies, they've kind of dropped off, but what's happened is like all the Latino guys are watching now. As a matter of fact, guess what? Some of those Latino guys want some prizes too. So I'm starting to wonder over here if, you know, they notice the women, the chicas, they went. They don't care anymore. They've realized I don't have much of a personality. My Spanish is piss poor. I don't look very good, you know. So the guys, on the other hand, they know this fucking guy, he's nuts. He likes talking about music, so let's watch him. I got an hour to waste. So, yeah, thanks, guys. Like 56,000 last week, if you want to look at that. It's killing. You guys, we're fucking crushing. Teasers for 2018. we got some good interviews coming, man. We've got some good interviews, and I've got a better cast of characters. We've met met Brandon from Vinyl Moon, and we've met Hessler. We know Hessler now, and now we got Blackwell, and oh boy, wait till you get a hold of fucking Billy Fields from Warner. This guy. We met in a toilet, and I talked to him about Twisted Sister. Did you watch the other shows? Do you know what it's about? I talked to him about the PMRC and how they were unfair, how they treated Dee Snider very unfairly, but Dee Snider's he's whip smart. So he pulled notes out and he fucking put them right in their place and told them what the real meaning behind Under the Blade was. And while this entire conversation happened, Billy had his back to me and his hands on his pecker and was pissing. And he washed his hands. So Billy, you know, based on that type of initial impression that I have of the head of Warner Brothers, whatever his fucking position is, I don't know. He's somebody from Warner Brothers. He's got a fucking terrific well, look, he might be listening. Let's call it terrific. He's got a fucking, you got to get a load of this mustache. Okay? And he's behind our latest sponsors, which is Run Out Groove. They didn't deliver assets on time, but they're coming, and you guys are going to like what's there. Fucking awesome records. So that's going to happen. Billy and I are going to talk. We're going to maybe get him to do a What's in Your Cart. Not sure. I have an interview with somebody I'm really looking forward to that I can't announce yet because it's not 100%, but it's almost there. And if it is, it will be an absolute highlight for me. And I promise, you listen to this artist, you've never heard anything like it. And those of you who know the artist will fucking flip your lids. And those of you who don't know the artist will never forget this artist. So stay tuned. I've been on this for a while. I really hope it happens. We'll see. And actually, we have one interview already lined up for January. Our first interview. You guys are gonna like it. Who likes the stoner rock? Who likes the 420? Who likes the doom? Who likes the heavy guitars? Who likes chicks? Who likes guitar chicks? Do you like the Joan Jett? Do you like her? Well, guess what, dear friends? January 1st, we will have our very first live interview with Miss Laura Pleasance of Kylisa. Because a couple of weeks ago, she posted a little thing about her record collection, and it was a good-sized record collection. But now I'm curious, understand? And Kylisa always did the metal, and they did vinyl right. They always did vinyl right, so... and she's got a pretty cool work ethic, you know, so I thought it would make for an interesting conversation. She was up for it. I'm getting a Kylisa vinyl bundle, so I'll actually, I've seen them live, but I don't own any vinyl yet, so it'll be cool to have that, and we'll see where it goes, man. I've never actually spoken to Laura other than chats, and she seems to think I make funnies, so yes, I'm a knucklehead, and it should be fun. Okay, so that's the big tease up to now in terms of guests. Laura Pleasance of Kylisa. We will be chopping it up, and who knows what happens. Maybe she'll plug in her guitar, and she will wail away for us. I'm not sure at all what happens, but dudes, man, this shit's just fucking rolling. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet, man. By the time we're done, this is going to be the absolute best vinyl show on the internet. It is already, but we're going to make it better, okay? I'm not fooling myself. I know that I have to tighten up. I'll get there. That's what she said. But last week, I gave my daughter her first turntable. And I've had it here for a while. I was supposed to give her this turntable. The turntable was provided courtesy of Vinyl Style. And, you know, they're sponsors, longtime sponsors, since very much the beginning. Much appreciated. Just give me a second. Oh, the box is back there. Okay, well, look, I can't talk about the box. The box is back there. Look at it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up some things just to show you. This is basically Vinyl Style's equivalent to the Crosley turntable. And... it's pretty look, what are we gonna do? We're gonna talk about ruining records and all the rest of this. It's been my dream. You know how fucking long to have my daughter kind of like discover what her dad's passion is for the longest time. Not about music, because one thing I try never to do is I never try to force my musical tastes on her. But listen, she's been around me. She's going to be around Kiss. She knows it's my first record. Saturday Night Fever and Grease. And I'll listen to the, you know, the stuff she likes. She'll listen to a lot of the stuff I listen to. And, hey, you know, she used to listen to Master Dog. A fucking kid, the 5-year-old that listens to Master Dog. That's shit hot, right? So I've kind of been waiting and putting together a little stack of records that I wanted to give to my daughter so that I can gift her first turntable. And I let her choose it, so she knew it was coming, and she went for the black one, which was kind of weird. I thought she'd go for like the flowers or whatever, but it came. That's what she said. And what happened was I was supposed to give it to her back in, October, but she didn't do her homework or something like that, so I kind of, you know, had to get her to earn it, quote unquote, because that's what dads do, man. And earned it she did. So last week or the week before, the week before, 2 weeks ago, I handed the turntable to her and had my wife take a bunch of pictures. I've been saving a stack of records for her all the time. Included in that is a copy of Kiss's Rock and Roll Over, which was my very first record. I didn't give her my copy, but I've had a double of it for a long time. My second record that I bought with my own money. These are records I bought with my own money. I've told this story many times. I started off, like, you know, at about 2 or 3 years old with my uncle's Black Sabbath collection, Alice Cooper and that kind of thing. But in terms of when I bought music of my own, you know, not music that I borrowed, not music that I learned from, you know, my uncle or any of that, you know, it became my first music. My first real music was Kiss, Rock and Roll Over. And I have a copy, so I gave it to her. And my second one was Kiss Love Gun, and I had a double of that too, so I gave it to her. And, you know, the whole fantasy that I played out in my mind is that, you know, it was my first record, so I would put the turntable, and she was off to dance class. So I set up the turntable, getting all excited and stuff. And, you know, the entire fantasy was that I'd play the Kiss record, and it would be her first record on her turntable. So it's like, in the morning I raise my head, and I'm thinking of days gone by. And the thing I want out of life is I want you, and the fucking room explodes, and the speakers on the little vinyl style just fucking envelop the room, and all of a sudden I feel like I'm fucking at Cobo Hall for the first time with my daughter. That was the entire fantasy. And it went completely wrong because within 30 seconds she asked me to turn the record off because, I don't know, I guess felt overwhelmed, and I don't want to push the thing on her, you know? I think it needs to come by her own. So I gave her a stack of records, including the only Sia record that I have, and an Adele record, you know, stuff that she would like. A copy of the Grease soundtrack, which she knows I had, and her mother had, my wife, and, you know, so now she's got a copy of that. Saturday Night Fever. I think there's dude, Nancy Sinatra and Lee Hazelwood, man. Lee and Nancy, she's got a copy of that because she's been listening to Summer Wine and that entire record since before she was born. So that's our music, you know. So I was really happy to have a double of that. She's getting that, and a bunch of Madonna. I remember, yeah, she likes Madonna because her mom likes Madonna. So I basically took all my Madonna records and gave them to her. And the kind of shitty thing is kind of, look, I'm excited about it, really, you know. But, hey, did you listen to it? No, Dad, I had work. And it kind of like went there where it's like, no, I don't want to push this on her. This is not cool, you know. So despite the fact that I really want to know and I really want this to happen, I backed off. I did. And just let it go. And it's like, well, I guess, you know, maybe she just doesn't like it, and that's cool. Can't force it, right? But then she tells me, hey, Dad, I listened to Sia. I'm like, really? Which side? Like, fuck, she put on a record. Boom! Right? So which side from the Sia record? She goes, I don't know, the one with little black candles. All right. Fucking awesome. Dad, the next day or 2 days later, hey, Dad, I listened to Another Side of Sia. And it was another song. I don't remember the names of the songs. Like, cool. So now, she didn't know the side, but she mentioned another side. Oh, cool. Which side? She didn't remember still, right? So, I listened to Adele. Oh, yeah, which side? Oh, no, there's a song on side B. So now, we've had 3 separate conversations, and she's engaging with the turntable on her own and playing the stuff that she wants. I'm not pushing at all. I'm not even helicoptering. And it just thrills me to hell that she's playing these records, man. Because I got tons of stuff for her, man. I got fucking I got a copy of Dark Side of the Moon and Led Zeppelin 4 and a bunch of classics. But what's the point in overloading that stuff? She doesn't know it yet. So I kind of like handed her maybe a dozen records, which is, hey, it's not nothing. I started with 1, right? And we'll see. And the thing is I also recognize she keeps the the record suitcase in the closet because there's no space for it right now. So I'm going to get her shelves. I'm going to get her some IKEA Expedites so that she can put her turntable, and I'm going to set up some speakers. The good thing about this suitcase thing is it's got entries, right? So that's what she said. And what you can do is you can put in speakers, external speakers. You can plug in an iPod and basically use it as, your music system. You don't have to listen to the internal speakers. So that was really cool, and I'm going to set that up for her, So, hey, if she wants to listen to stuff on MP3 or Spotify, go right ahead. And if she wants to listen to records, then go right ahead. I don't want to push it, but on the other hand, I'm going to encourage it, right? She can have a little cube with her little records. This is where your records go. And let's see if I could let this relationship with vinyl bloom. Maybe not, but really, I'm not sure that matters. I think all I'm really trying to go for here is to share an experience with my daughter and for her to know, the passion, or at least to try to kind of like feel just a tiny, tiny sliver of the passion that I feel for what I do for this music. And if I did that, then cool. And if that doesn't happen, that's cool too, But, when I'm dead and gone, she'll remember. And that counts. So that, friends, is my story. That's how my daughter Sue got her first. Well, her name is Sophia, but we call her Susu. That's been her nickname since forever. And I shortened it to Sue. Not to her directly. But when I write, you understand, I write every day. I'm like a fucking brain-damaged Hemingway. I'm done with the coffee, guys. Hold on. Reviews are coming up, okay? Can I tell you something else that's wrong with Ben Blackwell? I tried to introduce him to Will Carter. Will, what's wrong with me? Desecrating the legacy of a legend like Wilf. What's wrong with me? And I tried to play it for him during that now infamous episode of What's in Your Cart with Ben Blackwell of Third Man Records, this guy. And look at his expressions. If you haven't seen the show, okay? Look at his expressions as I play the Wilf. The guy, he's kind of humoring me. Doesn't seem all that impressed. Oh, yeah, listen to something like that. All kind of non-committal, whereas, the rest of you who know, right? Wilf gets put on, you freak the fuck out immediately. Immediately! Because that's magic. That's special. That's special Canadian cowboy yodeling music. And Ben simply doesn't understand. The kids, they don't understand. Okay, that's what happens. What happens is these guys, they get old. They get old. Their brains, they start to atrophy. And they stop listening to music. So, Wilf, I can't find Wilf. Why? Fuck you, Ben. I found Wilf. You're gonna suffer. Yes, we found Wilf. We found him. We found Wilf. This is where you turn the show off, Ben. Let's what nugget can we pick now? How about how my yodeling days began? Or how about, Do you guys feel like singing? Do you want to have your the first official Vinyl Junkie sing-along? Yes, you do. I know you do. While I pick up all these papers. Folks. We're going to show Ben. I don't even believe in this anymore myself, but...
I had a gal named Annabelle that thought the world of me. For some cause or family, I could not agree.
This is, I have to get my papers organized because I mixed them all up, okay? So this is organizing music. Jamie Saft will do it on his cat. Here we go, here we go. Down by the railroad tracks. Down by the railroad tracks.
I'd hold her hand and she'd hold mine.
Down by the railroad tracks.
Some people spoon in parlor chairs and some in nice sedans. Annabelle and I, we had to make some different plans. We couldn't use the parlor and we had no car, you see.
No cars.
For that reason you would find sweet Annabelle and me.
All together now. Down by the railroad tracks. Down by the railroad tracks.
We'd sit for hours and hours and hours.
Down by the railroad tracks.
I courted her for 7 months.
Don't you tell me what to do, Ben Blackwell. Don't you ever tell me. Don't ever tell me what is entertaining.
He said, young man, come here to me. I want a word with you. Now where do you think I found myself when
where did he find it?
Well, I was
down by the railroad tracks. Down by the railroad tracks.
I wonder who is there tonight.
Down by the railroad tracks.
It seems that all the big events that happened in my life, smoking my first cigarette, proposing to my wife, all happened in the self same way. Was sure the jinx to me. Yet
one more time, okay, just one more time. Make it loud. Down by the railroad tracks. Down by the railroad tracks.
That's where I lost my liberty.
Down by the railroad tracks.
The other day, our little girl said, Mama, tell me.
We showed Ben. We showed him that he's wrong. Yodeling cowboys are revered here. Revered, Benjamin. Revered. You must show respect. Proper respect, Ben. You were wrong. Admit it. You were wrong. You got the song in your head right now. Down by the railroad tracks. Down by the... So, what we're going to do now is we're going to go on to reviews. Thank you, Wilf. Is he done, the first song?
Come here to me.
Oh.
I want a word
one more
you.
time. Okay, one more. Right. One more. It's good to kill jokes. Here, one more time. Down by the railroad tracks. And down by the railroad tracks. I love you, Wilf. Down by railroad tracks.
Not me.
Me, Wilf, me. I love you, Wilf. Thank you, Wilf. Thank you. Thank you for regaling me, Wilf. Thank you. All right. Now we move on to the reviews. We're going to talk about reviews. Should I start with the Charlie Feathers? No. What we're going to do is... I'm not sure if you see it on screen, but I kind of like barfed up a little bit of beer remnants. Like when I burped, it was kind of like one of those, the liquid burps. And like I got beer remnants on my mic. It's gross. So I don't have a link for Daniele Luppi. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put back the hamburger that you all know and love. Okay? And that'll be cool. What do you think? All right, look at that, hamburgers. Come on, you got a little hungry. I know, it's all right. It's okay to admit it. Got a little hungry. So look, the first review I'm going to do is this most excellent record. And although I'm doing the best of 2017 only later on, like, what is it, on the 22nd or something, last Saturday right before Christmas, I can already tell you what my surprise record of the year is. And that's what... you can't see here because I don't have the asset, but Daniele Luppi, who engaged, what's the word I'm looking for? He took on, he asked for the services of none other than Parquet Courts and Karen O. And there's a story behind the whole thing, and I'm going to tell you about that story.
Where she's at, getting under my old Stetson hat. I'll be jumping in the saddle and my bronco will skedaddle just as soon as I can find out where she's at. Take me back to Colorado, sheer to beatin' old Nevada. I'm a-longin' for the foothills every day. It's a soothing in the evening when the old gray wolves are grieving. Take me back to
I have a Nick fit.
for to stay. For to stay.
I am addicted to the nicotine.
For to stay. Colorado,
The nicotine. It has its grips on me. The nicotine. I have Nick fits all the time. Nick fits. But you know what? We're lucky here. You know why? Because we have musical accompaniment. We got Wilf. And not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after. We got Jamie Saft with his Casio. Hey. This is fucking big shot stuff here. These are high quality production values. That's why the sponsors, they keep coming in. That's why the thousands of Mexican viewers are pouring into my borders. And I love them. I welcome them with open arms. All the Mexicans, bienvenidos, muchachos. Bienvenidos. No fucking walls here. Come on in. Let's have a party. Bring some bears. You understand? Borders. What fucking borders? What are you afraid of? Fucking people. Sorry, I'm not going to get political. So yeah, Daniele Luppi and Parquet Courts. I didn't make that as my first notes, but we'll start there, okay? Who is Daniele Luppi? Until 2 weeks ago or 2.5 weeks ago, I had no idea who Daniele Luppi is. And the reason that this record was sent to me is not because I asked for it, because a name like Daniele Luppi means nothing to me, or meant nothing to me. But during one of our past What's in Your Carts with Hessler, he mentioned this one and decided to put it in a package because he thought it's a record that I should listen to. Not knowing if I'd like it or not. Right away for me, Daniele Luppi means nothing to me, right? Parquet Courts means nothing to me because I haven't heard it. Again, it's not a value judgment. It hasn't come across my radar. Karen O of the Yeah Yeah Yeahs means nothing to me because I don't know who Karen O is, and I don't know who the Yeah Yeah Yeahs are. Once again, it just hasn't happened. So they bring in this record, and it proceeds to blow me away. Before we start there, I guess what I'll do is I'll provide you with a little bit of background on how this record came to be. I made notes as a professional broadcaster. Jesus Christ, I'm going to have to stop with only this interview. I'll do the next ones next time, okay? He was a producer for Gnarls Barkley, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and did some stuff. He was most notable for Modest Mouse, working with Modest Mouse. Is it Modest Mouse? It's not. It's probably not Modest Mouse. I probably fucked up these notes. You know why? Because I got them all confused and I realized I've been going on for 5 minutes and for 50 minutes and I haven't even started the reviews yet. So now I got all confused. You understand? Hold on. I wrote it down. I told you. Listen. I lost the paper. Of course I did. Because God wants to torture me. Hey, we found it. So it's a concept album, complete with songs about fictionalized stories in Milan. But where this guy came from, yeah, Danger Mouse. What did I say? Modest. I said Modest Mouse. You see, because to me, Modest Mouse is... I'm familiar with Modest Mouse. But no, Danger Mouse. And he did some music with the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And he did some music with Gnarls Barkley. And that's where he made his reputation, in L.A. But he was known for this record that he made, a faux spaghetti western record that he made with Danger Mouse. And which was released on Danger Mouse's label, 30th Century Records. I didn't know any of this before this record came. This is where the path led me, right? So... now I know that Danger Mouse has a record label and that this comes from that. So we go on and we listen to the album, and basically the music is what hooked me. I wasn't expecting to like it, and I like it very much. I will tell you why. But let's see if we can get some kind of narrative going, shall we? It's a concept album about mid-1980s Milan, about the misfits, fashionistas, outcasts, and junkies. Daniele teamed up with Parquet Courts. I did say all of that. Oh, yes, and this record that we're talking about that he did called Rome. It's the spaghetti western homage. Also on it was Jack White. Jack White was on that record, and Nora Jones was on that record, of course, including Danger Mouse. So that came out in 2011. We fast forward to 2015. This is where I know the story a little bit more, right? The guys from Parquet Courts get an email from Daniele Luppi. I want to work with you. They don't know who the guy is, you know, but they know that he worked with Danger Mouse, look at it, and they are happy that they took on the project because they weren't expecting anything. And Daniele kind of like tells them the direction that he wants the music to go in, you know, and explains the entire concept of kind of like capturing the essence of gritty 80s Rome and capturing the essence of New York as well. He seems to be very well versed in that. And that's kind of like the challenge that he presented to Parquet Courts. And they accepted the challenge, and the results are stupendous. Okay, I'm telling you, some of this stuff sounds like Talking Heads, man. And I will get into examples, straight Talking Heads. And I think of the punk edge of Blondie, which Karen O brings to the picture, who I also didn't know before this record, right? So now we move forward. They have these tracks, and there was an original vocalist whose name I forgot, and she wasn't able to do it. So what they do is they reach out to Karen O, and Karen O had been off from the Yeah since the 2012. She had a kid, so she hadn't been in the studio in forever, and she looks at this project and it's like, hey, do I want to do this? It's like, yeah, fuck, why not, you know? But she didn't want to commit to a big thing, wasn't sure, and then she's like, yeah, okay, I'll bang it out. So in 2016 she signs on, and she decides to do some lyrics, and holy smokes, man, this was my introduction to Karen O, and I know now that I need more Karen O. I need more yeahs, because holy fuck, man, Talisa, the song Talisa is just garage amazingness. Talisa, it's fucking awesome, and it just captures that fucking New York, that New York sound. And song 1 on side B, until Karen O comes in, you just listen to the first 30 seconds of it, and it's like, you don't even have to listen to 36. Listen to 5 seconds of it. And I asked, Kim Skiles from the forum, hey, listen to this. Listen to only 5 seconds. Tell me who you think of. Right away. Talking Heads. So, yeah. Well, if the intent was to make this music capture that era, it does so. It does so amazingly. Now, for me, the cincher was the last song, a song called Cafe Flesh, which I found interesting also, because it's an instrumental. To me, that's really the highlight of the album. Last song, side B. It sounds like, and I wonder if Daniele Luppi thought about this when he named it, because in the 90s, okay, so it would be right after, in the 90s, 80s even, there was a very popular director named Pedro Almodovar. And if I'm not wrong, Cafe Flesh was one of his movies. And I'm wondering if that if that was named with Pedro Almodovar in mind. Because if it is, dude, man, this song sounds like it would fit that soundtrack immediately. As I saw that he was already very, very adept at spaghetti westerns and already did that kind of thing, it wouldn't surprise me at all if that's exactly what he was going for. And if he did, fucking bravo, man. You can imagine a song in a Robert Rodriguez movie? Believe me, man, this would fit perfectly. The biggest surprise record of the year for me was that, and I'm pretty sure I'll talk about it a little bit more on the best of 2017. More good records came along. Charlie Feathers, man, another artist that I had no idea who he was. I didn't, man. Here's where I put the org music things, but this came out on when the hell did this one come out? This came out on Black Friday, and Sun Records is immediately something for me that I trust right away. I never understood it too much, but as soon as I saw an artist that I never heard of before on Sun Records, I knew I needed to know, right? But you want to hear the roots of rockabilly? It's there. It's there in spades. And I caught, and half of the songs are very, very in the vein of Hank Williams, or, you know, that kind of shuffling beat that Johnny Cash has. So fans of Johnny Cash, early Johnny Cash, Columbia Johnny Cash, and, you know, fans of Hank Williams will love this. And then there's there's the very roots of rock and roll there as well. So it's a comp that, as far as I can see, has never been made before. This is the first time it's available. And if you see it in your record store, look, especially for the roots of rockabilly, I'm pretty sure that we're going to talk about it during the rockabilly episode in 2018, but extremely high. It's high, extremely highly recommended. Really awesome. You like jazz? Do you like the crazier side of jazz? Have you ever heard Albert Ayler? What you do is, another Black Friday release was Albert Ayler with Don Cherry, who plays the pocket trumpet. He's known mostly for playing with Ornette Coleman, and quite the session. It's mostly Albert Ayler songs, so those of you who are familiar with his style, think Ghosts, right? There's a few interpretations of Ghosts that aren't as crazy as the stuff that you'll hear on the Impulse label, but it's kind of like, it's a little bit more relaxed. It kind of breathes a little more. It's less frenetic. It's more musical. And Don Cherry adds an amazing element. So if you know what Albert Ayler's about, you're going to like this. There's no doubt. If you like the crazier type of jazz, this guy was called the Holy Spirit in terms of the big jazz saxophonists. So, you know, kind of to give you an idea. Check it out, man. For jazz fans, you're not going wrong. There's no doubt. Then we move on to Garage Days, which is what prompted me, also by Org Music and also a Black Friday release. This is the record that prompted me to want to do a rockabilly show in 2018 with Rossiter and Blackwell, because it's just music that, number one, it'll never be in this format, and I don't collect 45s really. I got 400 or 500 of them, but not more than that, you know, but I don't collect the format. So to me, these compilations are great. A lot of them can be a little, you know, sketchy, because, I mean, it's garage rock, right? In this case, it's called From the Vaults of Roulette and a few other labels, if I can find it in my notes right here. But it's all in the 60s, and you get the sound of what America sounded like back then, and it's fucking just a big, beautiful rumble, and there's plenty of fuzz. There's plenty of kind of like surf twang, and there's plenty of bands who sound like the Beatles, and you should listen to it. Let me see if I can find those labels. Compiles some of the best tracks of that time. Of course I don't have that. You see, that's the piece of paper. Ooh, I just found a piece of paper. It's pulled together from 45 RPM singles on labels like Roulette, Atco, and Jubilee. Okay, so the production values are there. I mean, they were well recorded. It's nice stuff, but it really gives you an idea of what came, you know, all the stuff that didn't make it. My particular favorite is the Plunderers singing a really weird version of Batman, almost a parody. But there's other really great stuff. And if you like garage rock and you like, let's say, the Nuggets set, or you know, the Pebbles set, or the Bam Bam set, then you owe it to yourself. Check it out, because I'm pretty sure it's got to be difficult to find the singles. This was a huge one, and this one is one that got played 3 times just today. So Garage Days, extremely highly recommended. And then we got Charlie Feathers. Hey, I went through all of them. We're done. Just 1 hour and 4. We did it. We did it. We did it. Okay, I thought it might be running longer. I could have gone longer with the other ones, but I kind of tried to keep it under an hour. The idea was eventually to keep it under 50 minutes, and, well, we saw what happened there. Like I said, don't forget, it's supposed to be radio, not TV. So all you short attention span people, radio. Listen to it in the bus. Listen to it in the fucking car, you know? Or be like Ben and just not have time and rather listen to music. The ultimate put down. Such humiliation suffered in front of my audience. Ben Blackwell. Ben Blackwell. Where are the winners? I'm looking for the winners, guys. I'm looking for the winners. I have them. Sit tight. 4 winners. 4 of you. Hey. I have the cure. Here's some Finding Winners music. Let's go right here. Let's see what we get. This is announcing winners music. Brought to you by the Golden Voice, the Golden Throat of Canada's yodeling cowboy Wilf Carter.
In the evening when the old gray wolves are grieving, take me back to Colorado for to stay, for to stay, for to stay. Colorado, I'm a bustin' right away.
Right away.
With the prairie dogs a bobbing, my old heart will be a
sobbing. Right up Thursday, curls the day, curls the day. Fuck! Why does this happen to me? Why does God torture me like this?
Do you want your girl to love you? Do
He's
you
trying.
want to be her
God is
love?
trying to give
I'll tell you
Blackwell
all I
material
know, boys, I'll tell you all I know. Put on your checkers,
with which to
boy,
humiliate
scrub
me.
your face real hard. Arch your hair right
Fuck.
in the middle, boy, and slick her down with
Down
love.
by the railroad
Put your hand on
tracks.
sideways, pull your fake leg pants
Stop
down.
watching. The show is
Get
over.
yourself a nice row tie and show her you're a sport. Get yourself a
We got
little
winners.
perfume and sprinkle it on your clothes.
Wilf,
A dime's worth will be plenty,
you've done a
boy,
wonderful
to
job.
fill her
Thank you for
little
filling in,
nose.
Wilf.
Get your buggy
Thank you,
and your
Wilf.
harness and curry your
The
across
entire world,
there.
all of
Then
Vinyl
get
Junkies
yourself a
except
nice
for
lap robe
Ben
and get
Blackwell
you a
of Third Man
lady
Records
Tie your ribbon
and
on your
assistant to
buggy
the
whip
drummer
with a pair
of the
yellow
Dirt Bombs
gloves.
love
take
you
her
and
up to the
revere
county
you.
fair and buy
Your
her
place
what
is
she loves.
secure, secure,
Tell her she
dear
is
Wilf.
prettier than a movie
Let's announce our
actress.
winners, shall we?
Brag about her
As
handsome curls
I
and
turn it
about her
off.
pretty dress. Get yourself
All
a
right.
gold front tooth, a beard, and a pretty ring.
A beard and a pretty ring. Thank you, Wilf. I wanted to hear what comes after the beard and the pretty ring now. Congratulations, too, for sharing. Lutz Dingelstelt. No, Dingelstedt. Lutz Dingelstedt. Dave Jones. Reynaldo Mondragon. Reynaldo. Tú ganas 2 vinilos. Bienvenidos. And finally, our 4th winner, Michael Stevens. You guys either shared or you commented some really cool stuff and did all the emoji stuff, but you basically helped you know, you're the guys who make this happen. You're the audience. So it makes me really happy when I announce prizes. They will come to you courtesy of Vinyl Me Please. Our admin will contact you for your information. Keep sharing. Keep subscribing. The ones of you that share this here, I see dates and everything. It'll be picked next week. So even if I don't pick it all at once, guys, I'll give you your prizes. Come on, don't be that way. All right. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching.
There's a yellow rose of Texas I'm going down to see. No other fella knows her, no other, only me. She cried so when I left her, yet I like to broke my heart. And if we ever meet again, we never more will part. She's the sweetest rose of color this feller ever knew. Her eyes are bright as diamonds, they sparkle like the dew. You may talk about your dearest maids and sing of Rosalie, but the yellow rose of Texas beat the bells of Tennessee. Addio-dee-dee-dee, oh-dee-dee-dee-dee, addio-dee-dee-dee, addio-dee-dee-dee.